Hi, Dawn Stensland-Menti. Welcome. We are live and local here on The Dawn Show. 'Tis the season for garage and estate sales. But before you buy or sell, well, the doctor's in the house and you want to get Dr. Lori's advice. She is Discovery Channel's star appraiser. Dr. Lori Verderay mediates and settles disputes about family heirlooms worldwide. And it's so good to have you here.
Nice to see you.
People might not realize, that you broadcast worldwide,
Yes.
but that you're Philadelphia's own, Bucks County's own.
I am your own.
So you're, yes, we love Dr. Lori.
That's right, thank you, yeah.
So a lot of times, this time of year, summertime especially, people have the signs out for the yard sales, the estate sales.
Right.
And there's a
Right.
lot people should know before they sell off grandma's junk in the attic.
That's right, that's right. The family will get to the house and everybody's in their sweatpants and everybody's ready to get the dumpster and we all want to throw everything out and we're quick to do that. Or does somebody need this for their college, apartment? And does somebody need that? And they do that. Families do that. And then families all have different opinions. Family members have different opinions about should we sell it, should we keep it, do we store it, what do we do? And I'm usually called in to settle the disputes. I have had families, I hate to admit this, but I've had families fight over things as simple as, you see the cow creamer?
Yes.
$15? They fighting over this. Okay.
You've seen some real family feuds.
I'm
I
not
imagine.
kidding. Yeah. And it's
Would you get it on tape for us next time?
I know. It's amazing. And there's always somebody who kind of knows everything, who really is the person who is giving away your inheritance.
Okay.
And people go, oh, I thought Uncle Lou knew this. Uncle Lou doesn't always know what he's doing. So we have to be aware of those folks. They have their good intentions, but they don't always know what's what. And some of the more difficult things, well, let's do the easy things first. There are things that should never go out. Should stay with the family if you can afford to keep them. Art, furniture, jewelry.
Okay.
The big three for appraisers, okay? The other things you want to think about are those things that are difficult to identify as valuable. You're looking at the cow creamer, it could be worth a little bit of money, but it's not ever going to be worth $1 million.
Okay.
A piece of artwork could be, furniture could be, a piece of jewelry could be. How do you tell? And the hardest thing to tell what's valuable and what's not is metal. It's always the metals. Everyone loves the china because it's sentimental. You have wedding china, I'm sure. Right. And it's sentimental, and I have to keep the gravy boat and this kind of thing. But basically, you want to think about metals because metals are difficult.
Okay.
So here's an example. You're looking at these particular candlestick holders. What are they made of, Dawn?
Well,
Take a guess.
They look like metal.
Okay, what kind of metal?
Are
they
copper?
Okay, they look like copper, right? Okay, now, they look like copper here. Do they look like copper here?
Oh, they look gold.
Oh, they look gold. Now, are you questioning whether or not they're copper?
Yeah, they're not copper.
Okay, now all of a sudden, no, they can't be copper because they're gold underneath. Could they be painted gold? Could they be copper and painted gold underneath? God, Lori, I don't know. Right? And how are you supposed to know?
This is why people are supposed to call you.
Right, exactly. You're not supposed to know. This is not your job, but it is my job. And here's what I want people to understand. With many years in major museums, with a PhD, with all kinds of years helping people to understand what's valuable and what's not, this is a basic piece of what's called spellfar. Ever heard that word?
No.
If it's a word you don't know, it's kind of like when they say, don't eat the stuff on the label that you can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Right? When they say that, I should take that to heart, right? But basically, when they say that, that's what I want you to think about. If you hear a word like spellfar, it's some word, it's not some metal you've ever heard of. That's usually an alloy. That is a base metal, a cheap metal, a lousy metal.
Okay.
And what they've done is patinated it or colored it to make it look better. So they're making it look like copper. They're making it look hand hammered. On the bottom, they cannot actually cover up with the same copper color what is the lousy kind of grayish silvery color that spellfar really is. So they put gold underneath.
So it is painted.
So junk, basically.
Okay. But they're pretty.
But they're pretty, and they're not hurting anybody, and they are functional. And just like this piece, it might not be worth a lot, but you know what? You need some pieces that are not so valuable so you can just sort of go on your life and not worry about everything. We don't want to live in museums.
Yeah, this I got for $1 at a yard sale. I thought it was pretty. I can, if the kids break it, I won't cry.
Right, you won't. You won't because it's made in China. It's probably worth about the $1 you bought, and it's not hurting anybody. But if you're deciding, gee, how do I tell if the cup is really sterling or if I'm dealing with a piece? How do you tell?
I would do this. I don't know.
Okay, that means nothing, but that was a good try. If you looked on the bottom, what are you looking for? The word sterling.
Yeah, so sterling, I would think, okay, that's still silver.
Exactly.
So, right, it's the real deal.
It's almost 100% silver, pure silver. So that's sterling.
So that's a good thing.
Okay, that's a good thing. Now, we looked on this and there's no mark. Now what do? We don't know what we call Dr. Well, yeah, okay, we're going to call Dr. Lori. But basically, if you don't have any idea, you're going to assume that this is plate, which means it is a durable, strong metal. In this particular case, it's copper, which has then been electroplated or dipped into 1/1000th of an inch of silver. It's just basically a coating of silver. This is pure silver almost all the way through. This is just a coating.
Okay.
Okay. How do you tell? You notice this when you start to polish this. This is called silver over copper. It's very common in the antiques world. Most of people out there, your viewers, don't have this. They have plate, which is silver over copper. And when you start to polish it, you could polish and polish and polish and rub and scrub, and you know what? This copper is going to come and be revealed.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're saying, well, gosh, Dr. Lori, I don't want to be rubbing and scrubbing it and polishing off the silver. I want to be careful of it. But plate typically will say EPNS, electroplated nickel silver.
Okay.
Okay. So the marks, but if you don't have a mark, the one mark that you need to learn, sterling.
So how much is this, because I would pay $5 or $10 for this.
Okay, and retail, it's worth about $200.
Oh my goodness.
It's a baby cup.
Oh, geez.
And they're going to drive up the price, particularly around Mother's Day, right? Well, you got to think about what the markets do. This piece is worth about $30.
Oh, it still is. Okay,
so there's
it's
the
still
difference.
Valuable. Interesting.
Right. So it has some value. It's not a buck, but it doesn't have the kind of value that the pure sterling has. So you want to think about the difference between plate and the difference between sterling.
Can we do the little doggy? This is Tess Brown's, I think, grandmother or great-grandmother. This is our senior producer.
Okay, that particular piece is made of cast iron. You pick it up and you're thinking I'm at the gym, right? You've got a weight lift with it. So that particular piece is that. That particular piece has been painted over anytime before 1945 because that is oil paint, not acrylic paint on that dog. It's a doorstop and was used as a doorstop. Different breeds would be actually made in New York in some of the foundries that are today housing the great art galleries. Soho, New York City was first really a metalworking foundry area before we put all the art galleries there. That particular piece is worth about $95 retail.
And it's adorable.
It's adorable. It dates to about 1905. So, I would say don't let it go until you know what it's worth. But we have to identify the objects first. That's the hard part. That's why people say, oh, anybody can do this. Not anybody can do this. You've got to know how to identify the objects. Then finding a value comes later. But the correct identification is first.
You are so good. It's so good to have you in the house here.
Nice
All right, our conversation is going to continue. You can call us. We're live and we're local if you have a question for Dr. Lori. We'll be right back.